Hey everyone, it's me, Noah Mean, back on the Ark of Truth, and today we are going to be talking about the caravan that just recently arrived at the southern border of the United States. Now, you might have remembered this from a few weeks ago, where there was this caravan with several thousand, like at least 1,500 people, that tried to go through Mexico and is now trying to claim asylum in the United States, basically just trying to Trump coming in here illegally. Now, Trump at the time put pressure on Mexico, saying that they're willing to end NAFTA right then and there, and that alone would just put an end to the Mexican economy. So they were forced to disband the caravan. But there's been new information. There's actually been the caravan, that turns out was going on, but it's not as big as it originally was. It's still in the hundreds, but not like a 1,500 sort of thing. But there has been the reports that Mexican police officers have actually escorted these people all the way up to the southern border, and it's very concerning, especially the fact that Mexico is actually supporting this. I mean, the fact that these guys are illegally crossing from Honduras to Mexico is a bad thing, but now to make it our problem, Mexico is basically helping them out to send them up into the United States, which is complete bullshit, by the way. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So they already arrived at the southern border, and they're just sitting there for right now, which is kind of surprising, because I've seen a few videos of some people actually getting on top of that fence, that poor excuse of a barrier, and basically flying Honduras flags and just trying to say, "This is wrong, we demand asylum from the United States," that sort of thing. Which, by the way, according to international law, it doesn't work that way. The only way you would have to ask for asylum is when you have to go to the country you first enter, and which in this case is Mexico, from Honduras. Then you seek asylum there. When you go from Honduras to Mexico to the United States, you don't have that right anymore. You have to come in through legal channels, through legal immigration issues. Now, apparently, the Border Patrol agents are managing to stop these people, as far as I know. And so far, they're not coming in through reasons that range from mainly it's basically is because the whole immigration quota is very packed up, especially for the checkpoints down in the southern border. Now, it's for right now, the caravan is just sitting there, but they are demanding that they enter the United States. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if California decided to give these guys asylum, but I doubt that the federal government would actually do such a thing. In fact, I think that if California did something like that, they would come down pretty hard on the state. It would be very funny. But I actually got a different perspective about this caravan, and it's actually pretty. It's actually pretty correct. Tucker Carlson from Fox News, he actually described this as, instead of an actual caravan of refugees, an invasion. And I looked this up on Google, and it turns out he's right. Now, while we associate with invasions with military actions, it's actually this is actually fits into a different category of invasion. Here on Google, which I'm seeing right now, It says that invasion is an incursion by a large number of people or things into a place or sphere of activity. In this case, that sphere of activity is, well, the United States, of course, mainly, more specifically, near San Diego. And the large number of people is the caravan, just demanding that they want in, not going through the proper paperwork, that sort of thing. And of course, and here's another one of their definitions: an unwelcome intrusion into another's domain. Again, I don't need to point out the domain or intrusion. That is basically the very sum of what's actually going on. And this would actually be a fair assessment to describe this caravan, and in fact, illegal immigration in general, because this is obviously unwelcome, and it's obviously against the law. The fact that this is going through illegally definitely sums up an idea that this is a sort of invasion. Definitely not a military kind, true, but definitely an unwelcome intrusion nonetheless. Now there are definitely newspapers and online sources that say no, there's no invasion going on, like Slate magazine. Bullshit. I mean, come on. This caravan is supported by People Without Borders, or whatever the hell their name is in Spanish, and basically they just decided to go from Honduras into Mexico into the United States. Their whole objective was to get into the United States through any means. How is that not considered an invasion? Now, if you were to do it in terms of like legally, like in terms of getting paperwork, trying to get the a green card, then that's a completely different story. So that would be understandable. But in terms of what these guys are doing, they are obviously going through illegal methods. It doesn't matter about the borders. It doesn't matter about the laws. Hell, I'm pretty sure that they're even violating a few Mexican laws, although I'm not very familiar with that. But, again, they just don't care. And it's very funny. You see the media trying to get us to be sympathetic with these people, and yet when I saw the footage of them, they basically look clean, very well fed, and basically not that bad in trouble. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. So why should I care about these people? I mean, it's not like they've gone through war or something. Yes, Honduras is going through a murder rate, but that's not really a reason. That's not really a reason to issue a refugee crisis. I mean, Venezuela is going through a shit ton of bad stuff right now. A bad economy, lower oil prices. They can't even afford toilet paper without going to the black market. And let's not forget Nicolas Maduro trying to take power in the country of Venezuela. That would concern a refugee crisis. The high murder spike alone, I don't think that really is the case. And besides, that more results in the more of an enforcement over crime, that sort of thing, instead of the things that I actually said before. So that's a very different that's a big difference from an actual refugee crisis from simply just trying to illegally enter the United States. I do not believe that there's going to be anything that would change this. I think that there will be a few people who might actually try to cross the barrier and into the United States. In fact, I actually heard that 11 people were caught by border security and they were detained. So I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen. But I don't think anything is gonna result of them just simply staying there, just yelling that they want asylum, that sort of shit. They may say that they will stay there until every single immigrant is let in for asylum, but that I do not believe that is ever going to happen. I do not think so. In fact, I think it's going to hurt them more and further build the case of a border wall. So I don't think that even with the caravan right there, I don't think it will be able to complete their objectives, and it just will make Trump look better than he already is now. My name is Noah Meehan on The Arc of Truth. Please like this video, share it, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.